Welcome to Take a Look and our deep dive into Oscars 2024. Look, it's only a half-hour show, so we're just doing 3 movies. But we will go deep, talking about Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, Cillian Murphy, and the rest of the cast join us in moments. And of course, without Barbie, you'd have no Barbenheimer. Producers star Margot Robbie, director Greta Gerwig, and more stopping by. And American Fiction. The day this movie landed in theaters is the day I said it's going to be nominated for Academy Awards. And it was. Jeffrey Wright, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Sterling K. Brown join us along with you to take a look. All right. Let's do it. Let's take a look. It is Oscar time. I'm Mark S. Allen. I'll be your host over here. My co-host, Maria Gloria. She and I have talked about, have you ever added up how many movies we've talked about?
No, I would never dive into that. It would take far too long.
Got it. YouTuber, by the way, extraordinaire. If you ever need to know anything cosmetic. By the way, right now, I'm probably wearing a cheap tinted moisturizer I would have paid a lot more for if I didn't follow you on TikTok.
That's fine.
Is that weird to say?
Not
Does
at all.
that creep you out?
Not at all. I think you look great, by the way. Compared to me.
Yeah, you look real. I look like I should be parking cars. All right, let's talk about Oppenheimer, since you said that's the movie that you first and foremost wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Can we first start with Christopher Nolan?
Yes, absolutely. Anywhere. Let's just start there. It was such a good movie. Not underwhelming in the least, and I waited for this movie for years.
Now, most people, I would think, of a certain demo, they're not going to go see a movie with people talking about history for an hour, 3 hours. But you?
Absolutely.
You liked it?
I watched it twice.
No kidding.
I sat through the whole thing.
That's like 7 hours worth of movie.
In New York and here.
Yeah.
We were bi-coastal with it.
Christopher Nolan brings it on the big screen. This movie shot on film, which is rare in itself. The large 70 millimeter and sometimes IMAX meter format. He suggests you see it that way. We talked. Take a look.
It's a real pleasure.
As filmmakers, we know why people need to see it on the biggest screen possible. And I think we took it for granted until the pandemic. But now it's a luxury that we really need to take advantage of. Tell people why they need to see this, not only on big screens, but if they can, on the biggest screen, projected in 70 millimeter film.
Yeah, I mean, we have our IMAX 70 millimeter film prints out there. We also have a bunch of 5-perf 70 millimeter film prints. We've got about 100 of those around the world. And then a lot of great digital presentations as well. Really, this is all aimed at immersing the audience in the story, giving them an entertaining experience. I mean, entertainment's a strange word to use in relation to such an intense story, but it's really about engagement. It's about giving yourself over to this experience in the movie theater with a group of people around. And that interesting relationship that movies have between the subjective, being in a character's head, but then sharing that with everybody in the audience around you is unique to cinema, and it's the reason why the movie theater and everything that you can do in it and see in it is so important.
Amen. This is a gift. Thanks and congrats in advance on the accolades.
See how nervous I was talking to him? Like, he does not suffer fools well. I'm all about being a fool.
Look at that. It's just an iconic man and Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Thanks, partner. So, yeah, he did a great job, but with every director, their gift is when casting lands. So let's talk about this cast, this kiss of a cast, starting with Cillian Murphy.
Chef's kiss. Oh, I loved him. It was one of those characters that you wanted to hate, but at the same time you rooted for him and you felt for him, and he made you empathize with his character throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, I agree. This guy is great in everything he does. Now, keep in mind, it's not the first time he's worked with Christopher Nolan with the Batman movies, and we talked about what it must be like to see your image on that big screen. Take a look.
There he is. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
What kind of pressure is it when you're the guy? The name, the face.
Yeah, good pressure. Good pressure, healthy pressure. You kind of need that, I need that to be hungry and ambitious in what you want to do.
The complexity of a Christopher Nolan movie are there on so many different layers, but if you dissect any scene, I would suggest you could probably take any camera and just watch it raw, and it would play like a theatrical experience. Is there a moment on the day where you felt like they could just lift this, no cut?
Oh gosh, there was a few scenes like that. I think perhaps the scene, when he comes back and he's trying to give that speech and all the kids are there in the bleachers. I remember that day was kind of a special one, for sure.
Is there anything that is exciting to you in that he shoots so classically and on film, and it'll be displayed that way? And I think we take for granted there will be a day it probably never happens again. Thank God for him keeping it alive.
I hope not. Yeah, he makes films to be seen on the biggest screen possible, to be watched by strangers in a dark room, and there's something beautiful and romantic about that.
From talking to you through the years, I know that you're grounded and humble and probably could care less about seeing your own image on a screen. With that said, is it exciting to go into an IMAX theater and see your image the size of a basketball court acting?
Yeah, I mean, I struggle looking at myself, and I don't know many actors that enjoy it, but, you know, I'm really proud of the film. I'm really proud of what we all achieved. And I think, you know, Chris has talked about movies on IMAX, that it's like 3D without the 3D. Do you know what I mean? That it is kind
It's that immersive, sure.
Yeah, it is that immersive. So it's exciting.
I can imagine it would be exciting. I don't want to see my image on the IMAX screen. Like, I'd be distracted. I'd be going, look at that mole. Is that melanoma? I should have that looked at.
I will say, talk about Christopher Nolan keeping an ace card in his back pocket, because he kept it from Inception.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna wait to make you the star of a film, and that's exactly what he did, because he was this film.
Exactly. Think about it. His life has been training to be the lead in a Christopher Nolan movie.
And he killed it.
Yeah.
And he got up to bat and he killed it.
Killed it. Best Actress nominee, supporting actress Emily Blunt is in this movie for a small time. She's Oppenheimer's wife. I thought she did a great job.
I think she did perfect. It's like that saying that says, behind every great man,
Yeah.
there's Emily Blunt.
And speaking of great men, Matt Damon, no slouch. He did a great job as well. I had a chance to talk to them despite plumbing. Now, you might want to, you know what I mean by that? Take a look.
It is a thriller. It is a horror. It just is one of these films that it grabs you by the throat at the beginning in like a vice-like grip, and it doesn't release you until it's done.
Yeah.
Your character, Kitty, fierce, focused. Is there any side of you that we would ever see in real life? Do you share anything?
The parenting. The parenting.
Oh, really?
The mothering. I don't think I'm that.
Sometimes
like
she
her.
shows up at my apartment and goes, "Just take them." Just
And I'm drunk.
yeah, just
Like I look like I've been
I'm
drinking
like,
all
Emily,
night.
oh
Yeah,
God, here.
God, Emily, come with me, children. She reminds me of people I know, a couple of people, and I just thought that, you know, listen, part of the beauty is what is that sound? Is that a
Did the
train?
subway, are we doing
Are
this
we in the
the-
subway, or did
Yeah.
someone just block
What
the
just
toilet?
happened?
Someone
Yeah.
blocked the toilet.
Is that what?
I think so. He's like, you can keep talking.
We can keep talking. There's no one manning the camera
I
anymore.
love someone who
Exactly.
flushes a toilet, and now I'm getting this.
That's it. I know. Thank you.
It's a true story. The camera guy was using the bathroom, not realizing we had started rolling already.
no.
Camera guy Jason, are you okay? Are you backed up? You doing okay? All right, he's good. We're good. Now, the stuff about the baby swap, they really, John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, and Matt Damon and his wife, they're really neighbors.
That's crazy. And I honestly cannot believe that that's the same woman that played Mary Poppins.
Oh, no kidding.
Isn't that crazy?
Versatile.
I mean, the range on that one.
Yeah, and don't get me started about Don't Breathe.
Oh, A Quiet Place?
A Quiet Place, good.
Oh, my
See, this is why I brought her.
I'm
Thanks
right
for having me
here.
back. A Quiet
I'm
Place,
right here.
exactly.
Yin
The
and
birthing
yang.
scene, exactly. That's why I blocked it. All right, so see Oppenheimer because?
It's a masterpiece. Iconic, legendary. You need to watch it.
Yeah,
And
deserved.
watch it on IMAX.
Right, and it's why it has that many Oscar nominations. All right, you wouldn't have Barbenheimer without the other component, which is...
Barbie.
All right, coming up next, we'll go behind the scenes with Barbie. We'll be talking about all kinds of things Barbie, Greta Gerwig, Barbie, Margot Robbie, Barbie,
Ryan
and what it
Gosling.
takes, Ryan Gosling, what it takes to truly get your beach on next. Yeah, welcome back to Take a Look at the Oscars. Of course, we're talking about Barbie. How can you not talk Oscars and Barbie in the same sentence? This is my co-host, Maria Gloria. That's them. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, so we couldn't have Barbenheimer without that component. That is the Barbie. We talked about the Oppenheimer.
And we couldn't have Barbie without Greta Gerwig, which I know you're a humble guy and I know
Yeah.
you don't like to name drop, but you guys go way back.
I have known, we in the same hometown of Sacramento, California. I've known Greta Gerwig for a long, long time, back when she was doing theater and before she was doing independent films, so a little bit. And then, you know, I talk to people about movies for a living, and one time our worlds collided. Now,
Look
are
at
you
that.
familiar with the movie Greenberg? No?
No.
All right. So that's the very first time I caught up with her because she had actually been doing a film for her guy, Noah Baumbach.
That's her man's.
Well, some say her husband. She says when they're around old people, they say husband. They're not married, but they have kids together, and they say we might as well be.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of collaborative efforts, not quite like this before, and that's when I caught up with her to talk. Take a listen. What's up, hometown girl?
This is surreal for me because, you know, I knew that you were working. I knew that your career was blowing up. But now to be sitting in a room while some guy sits off to the side to time me, this is kind of cool.
I remember when Mark S. Allen would be quoted on like national movie posters for certain movies, and I was like, "That's so cool. He's from Sacramento." And now this is what? How did this happen?
Fortunately, the movie doesn't suck. You're good in it, and the movie's good. So help me write my quote. What should I say? Mesmerizing, profound.
Yeah, Oscars all around.
Right.
I don't know.
Wait, did you hear that?
Yes.
Over a decade ago, she's talking about Oscars all the way around.
Oscars all around, and look at her, a manifesting queen.
Yeah, exactly. Now, sadly, not nominated for Best Director, but come on, her movie's
Absolutely.
7, 8 different ways nominated.
Lady Bird.
Yeah.
Also, I mean.
But wait, Lady Bird also kind of snubbed at the same time. All right, let's pick it back up again. Back to Barbie.
Momentum.
All right, you can't have Barbie without.
Ken.
Exactly. So I got a chance to hang out with both of them. Barbie a little bit closer to now and Greta a little bit closer to now, talking about why this is iconic. I actually go deep in this conversation for once. Look.
Okay.
Barbie's a complicated icon, and so many people could have directed this, written this, and dismissed all of that and just ignored any of the complications or the layers. And you not only didn't ignore, you jumped in feet first, going straight at it.
Yes, I thought that was the only way to really do it, because I thought, that is the story of Barbie. That is what Barbie is a mess of contradictions. She's, she can be a hero to some people, a villain to other people. And in a way, almost to pretend that those, contradictory elements don't exist would be to deny her her humanity, such as it is. I felt important that be the way we get into her humanity is through her flaws.
Yeah, see, as tempted as I was to be silly, I went a little bit deeper.
You did. So wholesome, Mark. There is that side of you. Look at you. You got range as well.
Every now and then I can make it work. What about you as a kid? Like, where did you fit into the whole Barbie experience?
Barbie was my whole world. I grew up with 4 brothers. So Barbie was like the only other female energy I had in the house.
Right.
That was my only friend. That was my only girl. So watching this movie, I'm waiting for it because I knew she was creating it years back when she talked about it on Vogue, that she was going to maybe make a Barbie movie.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. And once it finally hit, and she kept it so hush-hush, but then what she delivered, perfection.
Delivered big.
Delivered huge.
Back to the brother thing. Would you say they had kinergy?
All of them.
All of your brothers?
All of them.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Did they beach well?
Oh, only beach. That's their only, they just do beach.
Fantastic. I didn't even know you could get training for that, but that's what I talked to Ryan about. Take a look.
I just don't know who I am without you. That's a great question.
Oh, there's a diploma for that.
Yeah. Do you know anyone who does beach? I'd love to talk to them. Yeah, I couldn't find anyone. And when you Google it, just nothing comes up. It's just there's no information on beach. Yeah. And everyone keeps telling him that he's good at it, and that feels great, but he's not sure what he's done. It's a lot like my dog, where he wants to be a good boy, and he's just not sure how to be a good boy. And I tell him he is, and he likes hearing it. But he's not sure what he's done to get it. He doesn't, anyway.
Oh, man. I was doing so well with Greta. We went so deep, and then suddenly I got Ryan Gosling just talking about his dog, which has nothing to do with anything.
You know what, Mark? You do talk. You do talk, and you do it well.
I do talk, sometimes good, sometimes bad. All right, let's talk about what's truly impressive about this movie. The moment I knew that it was worthy of an Academy Award was America Ferrera's speech. What do you think?
Absolutely. I still go to sleep thinking about that monologue.
We're just playing a clip right now, and I'm practically crying about it. I talked to her about that and the other deep moments of this movie and theme. Listen.
The reason the talent that is involved with this film is because Greta's deep sense of humor and intelligence and warmth and heart is in everything. Everything from the script to the sets to the wardrobe to the props and to the process. It's been a really warm and fun process because that's who Greta is, and that was important to her, and it, it's a real gift. She is one of a kind, and it's such a singular vision which she's created. It's really exciting as an actress to get to work with a director like that.
So let's just talk about like the whole America Ferrera experience. Like, did she touch? You were just crying then.
I'm trying not to cry even just looking at her. Her message was so beautiful.
Yeah, and like growing up, like once she came on the scene, you guys, she's probably been a part of your life, your generation, your entertainment experience.
Oh yeah, and I loved her on Superstore. When she got cast in this, I was like, what are you gonna do? And then she also delivered huge. All these women just delivering huge.
No kidding, the representation on every single level. All right, coming up next, another movie you've got to see. I'm so glad the light is shining on American Fiction. In a word, what'd you think?
Iconic.
Yep, much like Oppenheimer, but different. We'll tell you why next. Hey, welcome back. It is Take a Look at the Oscars. My special co-host is Maria Gloria. How are you?
Hey, good. I love talking movies.
All right. And by the way, where can you find you?
At Maria Gloria.
Social media, Maria Gloria.
All of the socials.
Facebook.
Yes.
TikTok.
Pinterest.
OnlyFans.
Not yet.
All right, just check it, just check it. That's mine. Let's talk about American Fiction, something pleasant. So glad it's getting all the attention because of the Academy Awards.
Finally. This cast, this story, everything deserved it.
Yeah, and it's back in theaters, and you need to see this movie. Sterling K. Brown, who is great in everything. I like him playing against type in this. Tracy Ellis Ross, what should people know about her?
She's Diana Ross's daughter, but she's also just an incredible human being.
That's what we're talking about. We talked about the depth of this family. Take a look.
Tell people as critics, we say, this is a great movie to spark discussion. You're going to have lots of discussions about this movie. There's no scene in this movie that's not going to break off a discussion group, starting with that scene.
That's really cool. I mean, it's interesting because I think Cord will say that he didn't set out to make a message movie. Like, he wanted it to be entertaining and he wanted to leave the audience with a smile, right? But I think a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
I think he leaves us with a smirk.
There you go. A smirk. Not a smile, a smirk. Give me a smirk. With a smirk is...
You're like, wait, was that a comment on me? Was that a comment on him?
There
Was that
you
a
go.
comment on us? Is that a comment on all of us?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness, I have something to think about.
Seriously, when I see this movie, I looked around to see if like people were glaring at me because like you find no matter who you are, you're going to identify with somebody doing things wrong in this movie.
It absolutely makes you look inward to yourself, and
Yeah.
it gives you a weird perspective of like, am I the bad guy?
Right.
Am I the villain?
And Jeffrey Wright crushes it. How would you describe his character?
Like Larry David.
Yeah.
Career to like you can't help but love this grouchy little character.
Exactly. Grouchy for reasons. We talked.
Yeah, you think some ass college boy can come up with that?
No, I don't.
An honor to see you.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Good to see you.
One of my favorite movies of the century is this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
There's so many things I loved about it. I love these characters. It's one of those movies where the movie ends and I'm sad because I'm not going to be seeing these people for a while. So in essence, seeing you right now is like a holiday reunion.
Oh, this is the sequel.
It does my heart well.
Very good.
Speaking of the sequel, right when I wanted a slate to come up that says 1 year later, and see some people enjoying a lovely meal or vacation together, it actually goes into that ending that makes you realize you've seen an infinitely more important movie than you thought you would.
Well, you know, the movie is layered. There's a lot of stuff in there. It's satirical. There's a social, commentary element to it. But it also, and this is what drew me to it, it's the story of a man and his relationship to love and to family and Cord Jefferson, who adapted the screenplay from Percival Everett's novel and directed this film, has woven it all together in a way that's that I think is really wonderful, and I think invites the audience in to find themselves in various parts of the story and various parts of the family. So, there's a lot there. Yes, there's a lot there, a lot to chew on.
Lots to chew on. I love this movie so much. I called everybody, including you, saying, you got to go see this movie.
You send me a voice note that might as well have been a podcast.
No, I'm just saying. I love this family so much, albeit dysfunctional. Don't you like them?
I do, and I will say one reason to watch this movie, the ending. I don't want to spoil anything, but the ending.
Should you say endings?
Don't spoil it, Mark.
Oh, you're right, exactly. Well, I guess I just did. There are multiple endings. Every single one of them makes this movie infinitely more important,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Chef's kiss.
All right, and it's got the chef's kiss because of the nominations. It's back in theaters. You need to see it on the biggest screen possible. These performances are that big, and you're going to love this family.
Absolutely.
All right, so are you going to talk movies on your socials at all?
All the time, always.
No, you don't. You just talk about cosmetics and that stuff.
Well, I'll sprinkle in some movies here and there. You talk about cosmetics too.
Yeah, a little bit, because I need the tinted moisturizer and Costco-sized Botox. All right, thanks for joining us. When we come back next week, Millie Bobby Brown, her new movie is all about female empowerment. We'll be talking about that.
Keep that going.
All right, thanks for hanging out.